Flosstube, my name is Marty, and this is my channel, Triple M Stitching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day and week. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope everyone is getting some stitching time in, some festive things in if you're celebrating, and yeah, just kind of making joy for yourself where you can. Today will probably be my last regular Flosstube update before Christmas. I am traveling home to see family. We are driving home and we will not be back until like the second week of January. And so this will be my last regular update before then. I may try and do some more like vlog style videos where I just kind of show my progress as I film my progress as it happens, and I film like stitchy things I'm doing as they happen, and yeah, that's kind of my plan, but we'll see if that actually happens. Cross fingers. I have kind of a random assortment of stuff to show in this video. What you can expect is a previous finish, a fully finished item, a finished item, one work in progress, the finishes from my pottery class I've been taking that I thought it might be fun to show, a little bit of stitchy kindness, and my WIPGO 2022 plans. So all of that will be in this video. And yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so we have moved locations and switched filming devices. In the other room where I was filming, the heater started making this weird like grinding kind of noise, and I thought that was not okay because I'm pretty sure you could hear it in the video. And especially if you were listening with like really good headphones, I think you may have been able to hear it, and it was not a pleasant noise to listen to. So yeah, we have moved into the other room of our apartment, and my computer, while I was filming the last clip that I tried to film, froze in the middle of me filming the clip and is now just like stuck on that screen. So hopefully that fixes itself soon. But for now, we are carrying on, we are filming on the phone, and we are getting this Flosstube done. So let me go back, and we are going to start with my first and only, for this video, previous finish. This is Silent Night by All Through the Night. Sorry, the glare. And I stitched and finished this last Christmas. And it is stitched with DMC's Blanc Etoile. I changed the church. The windows on the church were supposed to be fully yellow, but I instead put in little candles and did yellow back stitching because candlelight services were a big part of my childhood, and our church still does candlelight Christmas Eve services. And so yeah, I wanted to have some candles, and I felt like the yellow, at the time I felt like the yellow was kind of a lot after having done all this white, so I switched it out. This is a mystery 32 count linen. I think I got it from someone's D-stash, and I don't know if it was labeled or not, but it's super pretty. This chart is still available. I got it on 123 Stitch. Or no, I got it on Stash Unload, but I have seen it on 123 Stitch, and I also have seen it at Stitch and Frame, the little local needlework shop in Rock Hill, South Carolina. They have a model of this stitched on the wall, and they have the chart last time I was there. So super excited to have this one up and displayed this year. And then, if you have been watching my videos, especially my last video, I said my intention and my plan was, as soon as the last part of the Lakeside Needlecraft and Doreen Jones Christmas Tweetings Wreath Stitch Along came out, I was trying to just bust it out and get it fully finished in time to have some time to enjoy it as a fully finish before Christmas. And I did it. So without further ado, here is my fully finish of the Lakeside Needlecraft Stitch Along. There we go. Sorry, I'm gonna try and like show you the stitching close up. And I finished it kind of as called for in a double hoop, finish. I had never done this before. I found a YouTube video online of someone who does embroidery finishing an embroidery piece this way, and so I kind of just followed that tutorial. There were written directions included with the pattern, but I needed a visual, so I found a YouTube video that was really helpful. And if yeah, if you're interested, just send me a message on Instagram and I can try and send you that link, because it was definitely more helpful to me than the written directions included with the pattern. It was a joy to stitch. It was not so much a joy to fully finish. Getting the tension right between the two hoops is difficult, or was difficult for me. So what you do is you lay your fabric flat and then you attach, I'm going to show you my back. Don't be scandalized by this. I'm not a professional. You put this hoop, so you can see the hardware of this hoop, on the back of the fabric. And so the fabric is stretched here. And then you position the bigger outside hoop over it. And once you've got it positioned and tightened, both of them tightened how you like, you basically like punch through this fabric and cut it out. And then I just hot glued mine down for now. The difficult part came though when getting like this tension to be right. I'm like very fragile with it because I'm like scared to death it's gonna pop apart. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is, but it was getting very puckery. Like the fabric was just puckering, and you can still see there's like a little spot where it's doing that here, but this was like the flattest I was able to get it, and I was very happy with it because I probably tried to position I probably tried to position this like 10 times, and my fingers were like raw from tightening these screws so much and like trying and trying. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. And yeah, this pom-pom trim is from Sugar Pink Boutique on Etsy, and they have a website too. And yeah, I am just so happy that this is done, and the colors are amazing. This is actually showing up better on my phone. I was filming on my computer, and I usually film on my computer. It's a MacBook Air something. But I think it's looking a lot better on my phone. So let me know in the comments, do you like this on the phone here better, or my previous videos, do you prefer the quality there? Should I just talk through this hoop the whole time? Anyway, that is my only fully finish. And as you know, I rarely have fully finishes because I just do not have the space right now. My husband and I live in a frat house. We are not members of the fraternity. He is the resident director. We are both graduate students, so he just works for the university and lives here. But it lets us go to school for free, and we live here for free, so it's amazing. But I don't have the space to fully finish things, or to like store my fully finishes and or display them. So yeah, unless I finish them in hoops, because I do have a cross stitch wall. Maybe I can show you since I'm on my phone. There is like a sneak peek of my cross stitch wall. One of these days I'm gonna try and film like everything I have up there and show it to you all. I was also, oh, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. Maybe I did. I've refilmed this clip so many times, and the heater thing. But if I try and do like a Christmas holiday vlog instead of doing an update while I'm home, because I don't think I'll be able to sit down for an update like this while I'm home, maybe I'll try and include a clip of me showing off the cross stitch wall. If you would like that, let me know below also. Sorry for all the requests. But yes, so we are, yes, living in a fraternity, and I actually got this hat from one of the fraternity next door was selling Christmas hats to benefit the Children's Hospital. And so we bought one, and I've been wearing it, and it's super fun. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I have a text. So yeah, sorry for the pauses. We are going to move on next into what I worked on after the Christmas wreath was finished. And so I decided to pull out the gift I was making for my friend. Hi, Caroline. I don't know if you're watching, probably not. But I had like just a little bit left to do, and I was like, let me just finish it and get this out of the way, cross it off the whip list, and just move on. So here is that finish. This is Nintendo Switch by Needle and Floss. I changed up the colors to just 2 flosses I had in my stash. I can look up the exact ones if you're interested. But yeah, everything else is called for. I didn't change up the charting at all. All I had left to do basically was like these 2 strappy bits, and I thought it would take me just like a little bit. It took me like 2 nights of stitching. I don't know what was happening, but yeah, there is my finish of Nintendo Switch, again by Needle and Floss. She has an Instagram, a Flosstube, and an Etsy, I believe. And she has lots of other gaming controllers, kind of with this like Quaker design on it. And yeah, it's a really good gift, especially if someone loves one of those controllers specifically. And I love stitching things for Caroline. I have stitched her a few things in the past because she wants to frame them or display them herself. Like, she's super good at design and like interior decorating. And so I'll just send this to her as is, and she'll make some magic with it, and I don't have to worry about fully finishing it. So Caroline is the best person to stitch for. I'm gonna pause, get my other whips, and be right back. Okay, so this is just a video of like 1,000 clips, and that's how it's gonna be. I'm sorry if the editing on this is really annoying, but moving on, we have one more project of mine to show you. After I finished the wreath and then finished the switch project, I pulled out Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Citrovia, and let me pull up the cover photo for you. I have like a lot of other whips I guess I could have worked on, but I was just really wanting something Christmassy, and like I said, we've been watching a lot of Christmas movies. We have some Christmas decorations up, and yeah, I wanted to work on something Christmassy, and this was it for me. So here is the cover photo, and you can see how to spell the designer's name there at the bottom. I saw Jessie Marie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff stitching this. She did it on more of like a cool tone fabric, and that really spoke to me, and I was inspired by her, so I chose a more cool toned fabric. And here's where I got to from last week. Not too terribly much progress, but I really love these letters. I had been stitching the letters and I didn't have this color. I had made a 1, 2, 3 stitch floss order for some things a while back, but I guess I forgot to click that number. I feel like I always forget one. Do you guys do that? When you make a floss order or like go to a store and like buy like a decent chunk of floss, you always forget one. I always forget one. Is there a trick? I make a list. I'm like prepared. I try so hard. I don't know. But I forgot that one. So I did all of the lighter red at the top, and then I got the floss order in another one where I ordered that one at the bottom. And Santa's up there looking all cute. Okay, so one last look at Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I will probably work on this one just the rest of the week until we leave because it's festive. I'm really loving the colors and the fabric, and it's just so fun and cheerful to work on that I can't really see myself pulling anything else out, even though I am behind now on both of my Frosted Pumpkin stitch-alongs, the Cozy Cafe and Maple Lane. But I think I'm just going to be okay with being behind on them until Christmas is over, because I just want to soak up all the Christmas spirit until I can't. So that is all I have worked on and finished this past week. I will go ahead and show you what my husband has been working on. If you remember, he was working, I don't know if I showed this finish last week, but he has been stitching Basket Collector by Susie Q Designs, and he finished. It's 18 count oatmeal. It is the called for colors, and he omitted the flowers in the basket and the basket charm because we didn't have that. So this is going to be for his grandmother, and his mom has a frame for it, and so we'll have to get it from her before we give it to the grandmother. So yeah. He finished that, and it didn't take him too long. Letters go pretty quick, and he likes letters. And then after that, he started a pattern for his other set of grandparents. And this is a design that I charted myself, and I don't have a cover photo really for it. I charted it. I took a screen grab and put it into Stitch Fiddle, the website, and made this pattern. It is the Montreat Gate. Montreat's a community in the mountains that his grandparents have a mountain house at, and then we really enjoy spending time there with family, and it's a beautiful, special place to his family and now to me as now we're married and we get to go together. But it's kind of like the logo for the town. There's like this arched stone gate that you drive through. I'm explaining this poorly. If anyone happens to know Montreat, let me know. That'd be super cool. But it's basically half of the gate he has done. So there's going to be a column here, and then another one of these arches and another column. This is also 18 count Ada and oatmeal. And he's using a variegated DMC, and it's turning out super cool. So he just did stitch by stitch X's in rows. But he's kind of been playing with it over here to make it look a little different. Like he's done the loop start instead of matching up the colors perfectly. And so I think the stone effect is really cool because the two columns that are going to be on the ends are actually rounded stone columns, and then the rest is flat stone. So I think it's creating a really cool effect with this DMC variegated that he's been doing. So yeah, hopefully this will be a finish in my next video, because I will probably be filming Christmas updates along the way, and so maybe I can film when he finishes this. And if anyone happens to know Montreat and wants this pattern, I'm happy to send it to you. It was just a stitch fiddle situation. Or I can show you how to use stitch fiddle, but yeah, that is that. So next I want to show a little bit of the pottery I have been making. So this past semester, I think I mentioned it a few times, I've been taking a pottery class. Not like officially, it's not for credit. It is through our university, the University of Maryland. In the Student Center, they have like a student art studio that offers classes just for fun and for learning. And so I took an 8-week hand building pottery class, and I made 3 projects. And so I'm going to show you those now. Several people had commented that it was cool that I was taking that class, and I really enjoyed it. So I signed up for a 12-week intermediate class next semester. And that one includes the wheel, and I'm a little scared of the wheel, the pottery wheel, because this class was only hand building. And so I just picture my pottery flying all around. I don't think that's possible, but I'm really excited for that and for a longer class. It's just been a really great, if I was having a bad week or I was having a lot of feelings, I would just go to pottery class and I would come out feeling a lot better. So I definitely wanted to have that next semester. It was fun to be learning something that wasn't academic and heavy, and to do something with my hands that wasn't in front of a computer. That kind of got me out of the apartment, because we don't have like a lot of reason to leave our apartment because everything I do is virtual. My school and my work is all virtual. So yeah, really grateful for my pottery class. And here are the things that I made. The first thing we made was a pinch pot, which is kind of where you take, if you know pottery, I'm probably gonna butcher this, but you take like your clay and then you like put your thumbs in it and you pinch until it's a bowl. So here's mine. It has little feet, and it has like a glaze on the inside. I did white, and then I did the dark blue from the outside. I like had it kind of drip around the center. The bottom is just pottery straight up. But this glaze I thought was super cool. It has like kind of iridescent, and then it looked really cool over the white. So yeah, that was our first project. And then our second project, pardon my reach, was we were gonna build a vessel using the coil building technique, which is where you have like a long skinny snake of pottery and you build upon each other to make the walls of the vessel. And then for this we were learning how to cut out shapes, like kind of like a berry bowl or a colander. I don't have enough holes, I think, to make mine a functional berry bowl or colander, but here's my bowl. This would be like a Starry Night kind of situation. I think this would be really pretty to put like a tea light candle in. I did get some cracks there in the center in the first firing. I think the pottery may have dried out too much between when I finished sculpting it and like when it got fired. I don't know. I don't know, that could not be right. But I think it's kind of fun in the center, and I want to put a tea light candle there anyway. But yeah, this is the same glaze as the other bowl. Apparently one of the like major supply chain issues that I think we have all heard of, the different ways supply chain issues are affecting life, but one of the ways I did not know was pottery glazing. So the color here it's a glaze that you apply to the outside of your pottery, which is naturally this color, and then the glaze fires, turns into ceramic, etc. But the art studio has been having a really hard time getting new glazes in, and they've been running out of colors they normally have in stock because it's just a crazy supply chain thing with pottery glazes. I had no idea. But my last piece, and the biggest, is a pitcher, and it is rather large, and I don't think it will be functionally a pitcher, but here it is. It is triangular. The handle cracked during the first firing also, because I don't know why. So I'm gonna not use it by the handle. I think this would be a cool vase kind of thing, like for like seasonal flower arrangements. So I kind of used slabs to build this up. And as you can see, I used ginkgo leaves to like create the texture of ginkgo leaves. My husband and I really love ginkgo trees. We actually started one from seed. It is a little guy, I'll show you sometime, named Groot. But yeah, he ran all over campus and found me these leaves, and then I pressed them into the pitcher, and yeah, that's how it would pour. I think I could hold the handle, I just am scared, so I'm not going to. But yeah, the inside, this was color called, I don't remember the glaze color, but the inside is white. You can see some ginkgo leaf impressions there. And yeah, that is my pottery. Thanks for hanging in there with that. Hopefully next semester I will also have some more works of pottery to show you, and hopefully some successful pieces built on the wheel, or I don't know if you call it built on the wheel, but yeah, made on the wheel. Okay, so I think next, I don't really have any haul or purchases. I did buy some fabric, but I got that sent to my mom's house because I don't think it would have gotten here to us in Maryland in time, and I want it to be my New Year, New Start. But it goes along with a pattern I purchased. It is from Doreen Jones. You know I love Doreen Jones. And I was just kind of sitting around one day thinking, we don't have any, my husband and I don't have Christmas stockings. We have them at our parents' houses, but our parents want them to stay there so they can put things in them. But so we don't have any to hang up in our future house that's not a frat house next year. And so, yeah, I just decided that we should stitch stockings. I think he's gonna stitch his own, and I'm gonna stitch mine. I spent a long time looking up patterns. I found one on Amazon. It was a dimensions kit that has these two little polar bears that was so cute. But they're like baby polar bears, and so I think we're gonna get that one and save that for when and if we are ever blessed with children. So I think that is the plan for that one. So I was like, well, if that one's not gonna be for me, I need to find one. And so I found this one by Doreen Jones. It's got this cute Santa Claus. I think he's very handsome and stately or something, I don't know. And then these presents down here. And so I ordered a few colors of fabric for this, kind of all in that neutral family, and colors that I thought that if I didn't use for this project, I would definitely use for another one, so it wouldn't be a waste. I saw someone on the Doreen Jones Facebook group stitch this, and I really loved the fabric that she had stitched it on, and I commented and asked what it was, but the post was from July, and she didn't comment back, which totally understand, didn't really expect her to. So I got a couple options sent to my mom's house I think might work for this. I think this will be my like last new start before 90 days of no new starts, which is starting January 2nd. Well, actually, I should have 2 new starts before then. One is the Doreen Jones sewing shop, and then the other is the stocking. So that's my plan. And then I ordered the floss and some other floss I needed from Fire Poppies, but that is all already distributed to different projects. But I will give a plug for Fire Poppies here because they are the best. If I just need like a chunk of DMC, I order it from them. It's very close, it's like 1 or 2 cents more maybe than like the big box craft stores. And they ship it out super fast, and they're in my hometown, and I hope to actually visit them in person, maybe over the break. And yeah, they ship out super fast. I mean, like the next day or the same day if you order it sometimes. So love Fire Poppies, but I have all that kind of put away, and so I hope to just get a few stitches in this around the, like December 31st, January 1st, 2nd, kind of around that time, and that'll be my last start. So yeah, I'd love to have this done by next Christmas. I know it's kind of a large project, but I think if I work on it kind of consistently in little bits, like every month, spend a few days on it, I think it'll be good. So yeah, that was kind of all of my purchases. I did though get some really special Stitchy kindness from Stitchin' with Grammy. Let me find her business card so I can show you properly. Pardon the wait. So yes, Barbara John, Stitchin' with Grammy. So I'm gonna show you her business card. And then I'm gonna flip, and that is her contact info. I don't know if it's gonna show. But I had won a bag from her Flosstube. She has a Flosstube and an Instagram, and on her Flosstube she gives away these beautiful project bags she makes. I showed it a few videos ago, if you want to check it out, and I was the lucky recipient of one, and it was amazing. And so I follow her on Instagram and everything, and she kind of posts her bags on her Instagram. Like if she gets some fabric in, she'll say, like, this is the fabric I have, you can place an order. That's how it was when I last looked. I would refer you to her Instagram for her latest ordering techniques if that has changed. But she was watching my last video where I showed some of my whips were in Ziploc baggies, and I think took pity on me in a very compassionate way. And so she sent me 2 beautiful project bags, and another accessories item that she's kind of testing out, but she hasn't shared that yet. So once she shares on her Flosstube about kind of her new release, I'll share the one she sent me. But yeah, I would follow her on Instagram and Flosstube because she is coming out with some new items, which is really exciting, and she's super sweet. And so she sent me this project bag. It's kind of like baking, cooking, or not, I guess like kind of cooking themed. There's like these mason jars being canned, and the back has like cooking and baking words. And what I really love about her bags is they're like very sturdy. Like she has a decent amount of, I don't know if she uses batting or interfacing or foam or something, I don't know, but they're very, like, if I hold it, it's very sturdy. And I do like that. So that was the first one. And the second one is a little bit larger, and this is the one I'm gonna use to keep my stocking in once I get the fabric. I have some of the backup DMCs in it, but it's pretty big, but I feel like that stocking fabric is gonna be pretty big. So she puts like beautiful zipper pulls on. Here's an angel, and then the back is holly, which I love. I love holly. I am not wearing them today, but I do have holly earrings. And that is her sweet little tag that she uses. And then the zipper pull on the cooking bag kind of is that sweet little angel there. So Barbara, if you're watching this, we've been emailing, but I am just beyond grateful, and I have whips that are going right in these, and I kind of emptied this one out, but I'm going to be able to keep a few in here and get them out of Ziploc bags, and you just really made my week. I was feeling kind of homesick, and it was just kind of tough being, you know, in a frat house during the holiday season, kind of alone, and you know, COVID restrictions and stuff. So you really brightened my week, and I am just so thankful, and I am so thankful that you sent me your new item, even if you never ever sell that, and I have the only one. I'm just so grateful for it, and yeah, it just touched, I like kind of teared up opening the package. It was just so sweet, and my whips thank you very much, and so do I. So thank you for being a very sweet Flosstube friend, Barbara. And then the last thing I want to talk about in this video, I think I've made it through everything. It's 1,000 clips. If I haven't, I really apologize. But the last thing I want to talk about is my WIPGO 2022 plans. I am going to leave it to the pros to explain WIPGO, and the pro being Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She is the creator of WIPGO, and she has multiple videos from different years on her channel. But she does have a WIPGO 2022 video on her Flosstube channel, Jessie Marie Does Stuff, where she explains what it is, how it's changing from last year to this year, which isn't really a lot, what the options are. She just really lays it all out there, and I think Pam and Steph have done a good video on it, and so there are some really great people who lay it all out there. This is my first year participating, so I'm definitely not the one. If you're looking to join in WIPGO for the first time, I would refer you back to them. And I have joined the Facebook group. I thought about joining last year, but I really didn't have as many whips last year, and I couldn't really decide what new starts I'd want to put on there, and I was just kind of, I just didn't happen. But so this year I have seen kind of how other people do it, and I realized I think I can make it work for me. Like I mentioned in other videos and this video, I'm gonna be doing 90 days of no new starts at the beginning of the year. I know Stitches by Shelby is participating, and so is Misfit Stitches, Allie. And so check out their channels, they're amazing. But I wanted my WIPGO board to work for that period where I'm working with a limited number of projects, and work for the rest of the year where I could start new projects. And I didn't want to put WIPs on there that I have some WIPs that I could finish in a week, and I want to kind of knock those out in 90 days of no new starts, but I didn't want to put them on the WIPGO board and they don't get called until December, but I could have finished them, you know, in that 90 days of no new starts. And the whole goal of that is to kind of knock some of those out. So I wanted to make my board work for all those circumstances. And so I think a lot in the past I have seen people put like specific WIPs in their blocks. So let me show you my board and we'll keep going. Here is my WIPGO board. So again, I'm not the pro that you should be learning WIPGO from, but basically in WIPGO, each spot on this kind of bingo board has a number, and Jessie Marie will call a number, 2 numbers a month. Unless the free space is called, then she calls 3. But, and then each number is called, and when that number is called, you work on that project for a goal. And so all my projects, the goal is just 3 days. All of my numbers is 3 days. Because that would be 6 days a month working on WIPGO projects, which I think is a good balance. For being my first time, I didn't want to devote all of my each month to working on these called for projects. If I have something that I'm really I want to focus on, or something calls to me, or I'm working on a gift, I want to be able to have, you know, the rest of the month to work on it. So it'll just be 6 days a month on WIPGO if I stay caught up. So each month a number is called. You look at the space you have and see what prompt or project you have, and then you work on it. In the past, most of the WIPGO boards I saw would have like a specific project, like the stocking or the name of a project, and I just didn't think that would work for me because I am trying to finish some things in the beginning of the year, and I didn't really have enough to not ever put those on the WIPGO board. And so what I did was, I had seen some people do this, so I can't take credit for this, on the Facebook group, is kind of putting more generic things in the squares instead of specific projects. So I do have 2 specific projects on here, so I will cover those first. I have His Name is Jesus by Joyful Expressions, and I have my stocking. Because those are 2 projects that reasonably I will not finish within the 90 days, and I anticipate having throughout the year. So I have His Name is Jesus on there twice, and I have stocking on there twice. So that will be at least 6 days on both throughout the year, but definitely more. And then my other ones, I have a WIP with words, free choice. I was kind of running out of ideas, so I put a free choice. A WIP by Doreen Jones, because I will probably have several at all times. I have one, number 6 is an Instagram poll. So what I'll do is I'll pick a couple of my WIPs and put a poll up on Instagram, and whichever one wins, that's the one I'll spend 3 days on. I have Husband's Choice, so I'll lay out all my WIPs for my husband and he will pick one. I have Stitch Along on there, so work on something that is a stitch along or was a stitch along that I'm now behind on. Christmas WIP, seasonal WIP, big WIP, WIP with letters, oldest WIP. So that could kind of go, whatever my oldest WIP at the time is, it could change throughout the year, but whenever number 16 is called, whatever's oldest that month will be what I work on for 3 days. And then I have sad WIP. So that's a WIP that I have not worked on recently at the time of that calling, and that could use some love to not be sad anymore. And then I have I didn't put anything in my free space because I was running out of ideas. But yeah, that is how I'm doing WIPGO. And then I have made kind of mission control over here. So I put June twice. We're not going to talk about it. I put it twice. I'll put the numbers called, the projects, and then I can fill in whether or not I've done that. And then that's my goal, 3 days per project. So this is how I'm doing WIPGO. This is in my stitchy bullet journal that I use. I keep track of what I work on when in here. I keep track of goals in here. And then I also keep track of finishes and whips. This is part 2 for this year. So yeah, I am excited for WIPGO this year. That's how I'll be doing it. I wanted something manageable, something motivating. I know you're supposed to, or not supposed to, but one of the things Jessie Marie recommends is having some extrinsic motivation. So I think hers is if she gets a WIPGO, she can buy a new project bag or something like that. And I haven't come up with anything like that yet. I think it might be a big new start. I might find a big project I want to work on. And that will be, if I get a WIPGO, I can start that project maybe. Or like a new kit or something, like have some dimensions kits I have my eye on, maybe something like that. But we shall see what my like extrinsic reward for getting a WIPGO is. But yeah, I hope that all makes sense. If you're doing WIPGO too, let me know. And oh, I loved in my last video, I asked everyone to comment what they were working on while watching my video, and several people did, and it was so exciting to read about. So I might make that a regular part of my videos. So comment down below, let me know what you're working on right now, if you're working on something while you're watching, and let me know if you're doing WIPGO or something like it. I hope to keep up with it. I'm gonna have grace with myself if I don't, especially being I'll have a semester of school starting at the end of January, so I don't want to get, you know, too bogged down with like things that feel like tasks, but I don't think that will, because my prompts I put on my WIPGO board could work for different things, so I think I'll still feel like I have choice and it will be less of a task, so we'll see. But yeah, this video was kind of a jumble, but that is okay. And I hope you all have a great holiday season if you have holiday plans coming up. And yeah, like I said, I may be doing kind of some more vlog style updates that I might like compile together while I'm away from here and at home, and as I finish up Christmas stitching, and just kind of some video clips to jumble together so that when I come back, you know, the 2nd or 3rd week of January, it hasn't been so long that I don't know what to talk about, or it's a really long video. So yeah, that's kind of my plans. Let me know if you have any feedback. Also, yeah, let me know if you have feedback on this spot. Like, is this a better spot to film? Maybe it is. I thought it was better in there, but now that I'm in here, I think the lighting is better. So we'll see. And I think you can see the colors on the projects a little crisper. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.